We're just going to use this. We'll use a regular hammer. Okay. a little holy moly. We'll see if that one survives. All right, so the next step we want to do is, for this, we're just going to use olive oil. Bloop, bloop, bloop. So now, this is our seasoning. Then kosher salt, a little sprinkle ninkle, and then black pepper, garlic powder. Okay, and then we're gonna flip these over. This is the point right now that we preheat our cast iron. And we're gonna put it on medium heat and we're gonna let it set for 5 minutes. Medium heat. All right, now it's time to let the festivities begin. So now that we have our pan preheated, remember, medium heat is the new high heat for heating cast iron. So now that we got it going, you can see a little bit of smoke, not too much, but we're a little bit past the temperature that we want to be. So now we're going to put in number 1. Woo-wee! You hear that sizzle? Number 2, hear that sizzle. So now we're going to set that timer. Let's see, timer set. We're going to go 3 minutes on one side. And then we're going to flip it over because this is a thin cut of meat, right? So we have to remember, we're going to let the cast iron do the hard work for us. That thermal mass, you notice right there, we have 2 of these steaks that we put in there and it didn't change the temperature, it's still sizzling. So we're gonna let this cook and we'll see you in a bit. So now we got about 10 seconds before we flip it on the second side. Film down here, you see the release, right? You want this baby to release. Oh, look at that. Now she's flipping over. Now we're gonna turn this off. And then we're gonna go ahead and set a timer. Timer set. There we go. So now, this is when you add the butter in. This is where a lot of people make the mistake. They add the butter in way too soon. So we're gonna go ahead and add it in. And essentially, actually, a spoon would do better. Okay, so you can see the butter. So basically, you just wanna baste it. And this is normally, this kind of meat right here, there's no marbling, so there's no fat. So you gotta be very creative on how you cook these steaks. And so we want this to essentially kind of help make it a little bit more tender. But you don't want to put the butter in whenever it's too early. So we're gonna let that sit there. You can kind of smell that. Cameraman, how's that smell, cameraman?
Good.
Cameraman said it smells good. So we're gonna let that sit.
Yeah, this smells seriously good.
It does smell pretty good, doesn't it? Now the timer went off. We're gonna cut off the heat. Next step, we're gonna take these babies off. Number 1 and number 2. And we're gonna let these rest for a little while. And so meanwhile, I want you to take a look at this gross pan. A lot of you have asked me how to clean up after cooking a meal on cast iron. Well, that's what we're gonna do after this. But first, we're gonna try out these steaks. We're gonna see if they turn out to be fantastic or not. So it's been about, we let these babies rest about 10 minutes. Let's look at them. We wanted that medium cut. Look at that. Well, it's not really medium, maybe medium rare. Tell you what, for a $5 steak, that's not too bad right there. Now we just have to clean up this mess. You made a mess in your kitchen, and I've had a lot of you ask me how to clean your cast iron when you're done. Take a look at this mess. You see how it's kind of crusted on? You see some of this? Let's get to cleaning. So now, first thing you want to do, you want to get that water piping hot. I'm going to set this to the side like this. And then, while it's still hot, we're going to go ahead and get all this crusty jazz out of here. And I got one of those chainmail scrubbers. Can you see that right there? That'll be a link in the description for you. And so we're going to use this to kind of get some of this off. Scrubbity dub. All right, you see, getting all that off. Easy peasy. All right, so now after we do that, I like to come in with a brush like this just to get like all the little crusties. Anything that we couldn't get off, because that thing is a round deal. And then, look at that pan. Okay, so we got all the crusties off. Give it another rinse, like that. And then, go ahead and cut off the water. So now we're going to dry it off, like so. Get the back. So now, see that? Zoom in on that. Look at that. Sidney Wagner Ware. Vintage cast iron. This thing is older than me, and it's older than your mom probably. So we're going to, at this point, this is where a lot of you ask what to do. So that's when you drop in a little bit of that blue can right there. Okay, so we're going to put just a thin layer. Again, it's a whisper-like layer. We're not trying to get crazy with this. You just want to put a little bit. You see how it starts to shine a little bit? You see that? That's on the back. Not many people want to do the back. And if you see the handle right now, can you see the handle, how it doesn't have that shine right now? That's because I missed it a few times. So we want to hit that, and now we're going to flip it over, and then we're going to do the same thing. Put just a little bit in here. And again, this is after you make your meal. This is all you got to do. It doesn't take that long. It's like not even 2 minutes, maybe 3. I'm going to put that, you see how that shine is now? We're going to dull that down. So now we're going to put it back on the stove, heat it back up, and we're going to let that baby just sit there. That's it. It's not that hard. Cast iron doesn't have to be complicated. If you want to make it complicated, go for it. But that's it. We made a steak, tasted good, cleaned it out, and now we're setting up this pan for success for the next time.